The 2026 Bismarck Battleship arrives as one of the most ambitious modern naval warfare concepts ever imagined, blending the intimidating legacy of historic battleships with next-generation combat technology designed for the realities of 21st-century naval dominance. At first glance, the ship immediately commands attention with its enormous silhouette, aggressive armor shaping, and futuristic superstructure that feels like a direct evolution of the legendary World War-era battleships. But unlike the steel giants of the past that relied purely on brute force and heavy guns, the 2026 Bismarck is envisioned as a hybrid warship capable of combining devastating firepower, stealth technology, missile supremacy, drone operations, and advanced electronic warfare into one floating fortress. This is not simply a nostalgic recreation of an old battleship. It is a complete reimagining of what a capital warship could become if modern naval engineering decided to bring the battleship concept back to life for the future battlefield. The design alone tells you this vessel means business. The hull is significantly wider and longer than most modern destroyers, giving it a massive ocean presence while also improving stability during rough sea conditions. Engineers focused heavily on reducing radar signature despite the ship's size, so the exterior uses angled surfaces, integrated sensors, and hidden weapon compartments to minimize detection. From a distance, the superstructure almost resembles a stealth destroyer, but once you notice the towering gun turrets and missile arrays, it becomes clear this ship is operating on an entirely different level. The dark naval coating adds to the intimidation factor while also helping reduce infrared visibility against enemy targeting systems. Every inch of the vessel looks engineered for survival and dominance. One of the most talked about features of the 2026 Bismarck battleship is its main gun system. Unlike older battleships that depended on giant cannons firing conventional shells, this futuristic version uses electromagnetic railgun technology capable of launching hypersonic projectiles at extreme ranges. These railguns are mounted in reinforced rotating turrets that maintain the iconic appearance of classic battleships while introducing unbelievable modern firepower. The sheer velocity of these projectiles allows them to strike targets hundreds of miles away with devastating kinetic energy, potentially destroying enemy warships or hardened coastal positions without the need for explosive warheads. Watching these railguns fire would likely feel more like witnessing science fiction than traditional naval combat. The power output required for these systems is enormous, which is why the ship incorporates an advanced integrated nuclear electric propulsion system capable of generating incredible amounts of energy for weapons, sensors, and propulsion simultaneously. Beyond the main guns, the missile capability on this battleship is equally terrifying. The vessel is loaded with vertical launch systems spread across multiple armored sections of the deck, capable of firing anti-ship missiles, cruise missiles, hypersonic strike weapons, and long-range air defense interceptors. This allows the ship to engage enemy fleets, submarines, aircraft, and even land targets from extreme distances. In many ways, the Bismarck becomes a floating strategic weapons platform rather than just a traditional warship. The flexibility of its missile systems means commanders could adapt the vessel for nearly any mission profile, whether it is fleet defense, coastal bombardment, power projection, or high-intensity naval warfare. Air defense is another area where the 2026 Bismarck completely dominates expectations. The ship is protected by layered defense systems that include advanced radar-guided missiles, rapid-fire close-in weapon systems, laser defense turrets, and electronic jamming equipment. Enemy aircraft and incoming missiles would face multiple waves of defensive countermeasures before ever getting close to the hull. The inclusion of directed energy laser weapons is especially important because it gives the ship an almost unlimited magazine against drone swarms and missile attacks, as long as sufficient power remains available. This represents a major shift in naval warfare because traditional missile defenses can eventually run out of ammunition during sustained engagements, while energy weapons dramatically reduce that vulnerability. The propulsion system is another revolutionary aspect of the ship. Powered by compact next-generation nuclear reactors, the battleship can remain operational for years without refueling. This gives it unmatched endurance across global deployments. Despite its massive displacement, advanced propulsion technology allows the ship to reach impressive speeds that rival or even exceed some smaller destroyers. Silent electric drive systems also reduce acoustic signatures, making submarine detection more difficult. The balance between size, speed, and stealth is one of the most impressive engineering achievements imagined for this vessel. Traditionally, battleships sacrificed speed and stealth for armor and firepower, but the 2026 Bismarck attempts to combine all of them into one unified platform. Inside the ship, the technology becomes even more advanced. The Combat Information Center resembles something out of a futuristic military command station, filled with holographic tactical displays, artificial intelligence-assisted targeting systems, and integrated battlefield networking capabilities. The ship can process enormous amounts of combat data in real time, allowing commanders to track threats across sea, air, underwater, space, and cyber domains simultaneously. Artificial intelligence plays a major role in threat analysis and defensive coordination, reducing crew workload while improving reaction times during combat situations. Automation throughout the vessel also significantly reduces the number of sailors needed compared to older warships of similar size, improving efficiency and lowering operational costs. Drone operations are another huge advantage for the 2026 Bismarck battleship. The rear flight deck supports a combination of helicopters, unmanned aerial vehicles, and autonomous reconnaissance drones that expand the ship's surveillance range far beyond the horizon. These drones can scout enemy fleets, identify missile launches, monitor submarines, and even conduct precision strikes independently. Some concepts even suggest underwater drones deployed directly from the battleship for anti-submarine warfare and covert reconnaissance missions. This creates a layered combat network where the ship functions as the command hub for an entire ecosystem of autonomous systems operating across multiple environments. Armor protection remains a core part of the battleship identity, and the 2026 Bismarck does not disappoint. While modern warships typically rely more on stealth and active defenses than heavy armor, this vessel brings armored protection back in a modernized form. Composite armor, reactive protection systems, and internal compartmentalization make the ship incredibly difficult to destroy. Critical areas like reactors, ammunition storage, and command centers are heavily protected against missile strikes and torpedo attacks. Some sections even incorporate advanced self-healing materials capable of minimizing structural damage after impacts. This emphasis on survivability is one reason the battleship concept still fascinates naval strategists. In a world of increasingly powerful missiles, having a ship that can absorb punishment and continue fighting becomes a major advantage. The living conditions on board are also far more advanced than traditional naval vessels. Sailors have access to modern sleeping quarters, fitness facilities, advanced medical bays, and digital communication systems designed to improve long-term deployment comfort. Because the ship may operate globally for extended periods, crew morale and efficiency become extremely important. Smart automation also reduces physical labor, allowing sailors to focus more on strategic operations and system management instead of constant manual maintenance tasks. Visually, the 2026 Bismarck battleship manages to honor the intimidating legacy of the original German battleship while creating a completely modern identity. The massive gun turrets still dominate the deck layout, giving the vessel an unmistakable battleship profile, but the stealth-integrated bridge, advanced radar masts, and futuristic weapons systems push the design firmly into the future. It feels like a warship built for a science fiction movie, yet many of the technologies imagined here are already under active development in modern navies around the world. Railguns, laser defenses, AI combat systems, and autonomous drones are no longer fantasy concepts. The